I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Swiss Chalet's festive special is back. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. It's a tradition truly worth sharing. The festive special, only at Swiss Chalet.
Jerry, if nobody jumps into those semi-games tomorrow, I can always pop in there and do one of those if that's needed.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Good evening, actually. It's usually we're doing these games in Southwest, so it's a little bit early in the day. So welcome to the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel here in North Bay at Curling Stadium North Bay for this round-robin match between Laurie St. George and Ariane Oberson. Both teams sitting at 1-0. My name's Jim Nix, and I'm going to be starting this game alone, but my partner Terry Corbin will be along shortly. He's tied up a little bit in traffic. One of the things I don't miss about moving out of Ontario many years ago. So looking for a pretty good game here. St. George's is just kind of starting to kind of turn things around a little bit of a slow start to their season and looking to kind of ramp that up a notch. Pretty new team, or at least partly new team. So it takes a little while to kind of put that together and get used to everyone and whatnot. We're locked up a little bit right now, but the guys will free that up in production here shortly. Oberson's an up-and-coming, very young team. Just finished competing in the Super Spiel, the BrokerLink Super Spiel in Ottawa, just last week. We're looking up to see how they did there. Haven't traveled outside of Switzerland too much at this point, being quite young, but they are looking to play a couple events in a row here in Canada, and this is the second, and good for them to be here. They did win this morning 5-4. In a close game over Brianna Rosen of Oshawa. St. George's won over Julia Markle earlier today in a game that sounds, the score was 8-3 final, but really it was a 4-3 game going into 6, and she stole 4 when Markle got in some pretty heavy trouble. So it really wasn't that kind of a game. It wasn't a typical 8-3 game. So early on, teams are doing what a lot of the teams do on a regular basis, and they're going up and down the sheet a little bit. Get a little bit of a feel for weight and ice and all those sorts of things. So as we go on, we will give you the lineups. And for anybody that might be watching this from Switzerland, and I expect there might be some parents or friends or family that would be watching this. And if you are, I apologize in advance for maybe not getting some of these names dead on. looked them all up, checked the phonetics and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to give it our best go, but it might not be perfect. Laurie St. George is going with 3. At least they were earlier today. I don't know if that's going to be the whole weekend or if that's just today, but for now they are going with 3. They're missing Lisa Weigel, who is probably playing in a mixed double Spiel this weekend. There's a couple of those going on as well, so I would think that Lisa's probably not here at all for the weekend. And typical of most competitive teams these days, they tend to go with 3 rather than try to find a try to find a spare. So this is Leah Gurmoon, second stone for Team Oberson. Like you, I'm just watching the screen being locked up a little bit here for a second, so I can't tell you what's going to happen. We'll have to wait till it clears and let you know. St. George's has played 4 events this year. She didn't qualify in the Toronto Tankard, Stu Sells Tankard, or in the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard. Didn't qualify in either one of those. Did manage a 5th at the Shorty Jenkins Spiel in Cornwall, Ontario, and a 5th at the Stu Sells in Halifax just last weekend. So I'm pretty sure that this team has enough talent to be finishing better than that once they get a little bit more used to each other, get a little more ice time and all that. Jamie Sinclair is playing 3rd with this Laurie St. George's, obviously a great player. Emily Riley, I don't know, and we all know Lisa Weigel from the invention of the tick shot, which seems like an awful long time ago now, as tick shot has even morphed into a more serious tick shot, or non-tick shot nowadays, I guess is a better way to put it. On anything touching the center line, as you know, we are not able to move that rock off the center line. St. George's is out of Montreal, Quebec. Has a world curling team ranking of number 34 right now. Say we know very little about Ariane Oberson other than she's out of Bern, Switzerland, and Switzerland has come out with so many good teams in the last number of years, particularly on the ladies' side. So this is like we said, up and coming junior team that we would expect to see a lot of as the next couple of seasons go by, and we will probably see more of her on this side of the ocean as well, because those teams are travelers. They do come over quite regularly. This would be 3rd stone. Assuming these guys are throwing in the order we have here, this would be the 3rd stone, Lorraine Flukiger. And she's just trying to throw open side. If she ever gets a miss, she'll get her 2. Otherwise, she will try to blank the end. And it hangs on at the back of the 12-foot. We're speaking in our earlier game. These are shots that if you're out there and you're playing, particularly in club curling, it's certainly a better plan to keep the weight up on these shots. I always tell our guys even though we're calling normal, it's really like a make sure you're there normal. It's not something that you want to be throwing, all of a sudden throw board weight at. You've got a pretty good chance if you throw a little firm, hitting it. You're not going to develop much here at this point in time anyways. Then if you drop the weight, sometimes you drop the weight, especially on this ice, which has a nice curl. All of a sudden you can find yourself sliding right by on the low side. Rarely miss on the high side on this sort of ice. So Laurie St. George's, their first shot of the game. In-turn takeout. Emily Riley, the lone sweeper here. And a great sweeper. Had her get at the George's team this morning. As we said, well, I guess it was earlier today. It wasn't really this morning. It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's say, earlier today. And Emily did a great job. It's tough being out there all by yourself. I know everybody says, well, you only use one sweeper most of the time now, and I don't disagree, but it's a pretty lonely place. You're out there by yourself, and you've got to go hard on every shot. At least when you have two sweepers, you get a rest sometimes. Like, you'll get the odd shot where you don't have to pound it. You get to just kind of walk along and cheer the other person on. So Ariane Oberson starts like it could be a tough delivery, but nope. In-turn hit, jumping that pretty quick. This one's going to curl pretty hard. Going to hang on. She won't stay, I don't think. But she at least removes a stone and just rolls out. You like to stay there. You like to make the other person make their shot, but at least it's gone, which is priority one on this shot. So with only one rock in play, Laurie says, well, to Jamie Sinclair, Jamie, why don't we try to use that? So I think they're going to try to throw a freeze down to the blue one at the back. You've got nothing to lose by doing that. And if you could ever make it, it might turn out to be a rock that's very difficult to be removed. Especially in the first end for Oberson. She'd have to throw up weight on ice that she doesn't really know. So this is a good call. There's St. George's, four-time Tournament of Hearts participant for Quebec, the last 4 years, actually, all in a row. She came on the scene just out of junior, had a great run in her first Scotties, finishing 5-3. She hasn't really been able to duplicate that in any of the three previous years. Emily switching sides, trying to get that to curl, and it's going to go right on through. So good try for St. George's. It was not, the odds weren't going to get a lot of that, but it was worth a try and just a little bit heavy. Robertson, I assume, is throwing this through. That would be the expected call. Quite often people are a little further out in the wings for this sort of shot, but she's going to go out turn. So she's going to throw towards the outside of the sheet. And third indicating she's a couple inches outside the broom, just so she knows. Not a big fan of that, but it's not a big deal. I'd rather just tell them when they come down so they know. But first end blanked here at the North Bay Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel. We'll take a short break and be back for end number 2.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
'Tis the season to enjoy Swiss Chalet's festive special. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. Your favorite tradition, the festive special. Only $17.99, only at Swiss Chalet.
And we're back here at the North Bay Granite Club for end number 2 of this match between Laurie St. George's and Ariane Oberson. George is from Montreal, Quebec, and Oberson from Bern, Switzerland. Blank the first end. St. George's throws a perfect guard. Emily threw it. I guess she called it on the center line. Splitting the center line cannot be moved. So Oberson will draw the open side. Nothing really wrong with that. You will see more teams come to the center than go to the outside, but sometimes, you know what? If it's not a bad thing. It takes a little bit of pressure off sometimes to have that rock out there. And
Workout paused.
so lead Enya Cavaccio, or Cachivo, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Cachivo. Watching that one go down. Thrown by Emily. Emily Riley. Called her Emily Blunt this morning, but that's the wrong profession. Not a bad draw there. A little bit open and a little tiny bit deep. So it gives Oberson a chance to just come down to it. If she could do that without moving it too much and just sit on it, it would be a good position. Out-turn draw for Enya. This one's got to curl a lot. It's way out there. It's starting to break pretty good now, but it might be a little bit too heavy to catch it enough of the curl. Girl's trying to do something with it. Actually going to try to take it by. And it might hang around, and it does. Well, they're not great rocks, but it is number 2 and number 3, so Laurie's got to be a little bit careful. She's going to come right around again. Definitely a good call here, since Emily just threw this shot and just threw the guard before that, so expect she'll be very close on this one. Jamie Sinclair, the lone sweeper. And a little heavy, but it's actually going to better than nothing, but not a good shot considering the one she just thrown. She won't be terribly happy with that one. So interesting. Now Oberson's going to peel the guard. I don't know if she's going to try to make the run back or if she's just going to play straight peel, but she's going to remove the guard anyway. Plan A to get rid of that guard. She's going to over curl a little bit. Roll to the corner would be really good. And she will do that. So that's a great shot. Good call and a great shot. They're going back up for St. George's. Playing with fire a little bit by doing this. She could hit the open one and sit 3 with probably minimal chance to steal, but definitely no chance of being in much trouble either. So nice guard, though. Jamie Sinclair. This morning's game, both teams struggled a little bit with draw weight, but I expect them all to be better in this game. Well, we didn't see the Oberson team, but they won 1 by 1 in the final end, so they were, or in an extra end, rather. So I'm going to assume that their draw weight came back to them, and I think the St. George's team is going to be far better in this one than they were in the first one, too. So here comes the peel again. Just want to make sure you don't leave it there. That's a really good shot. Guards the one rock that was in the house that I thought that St. George's could hit. So now she's a little bit more committed. to playing this steel, but it's the same shot they've thrown multiple times now, so should be able to place it pretty good. Jamie Sinclair, solid delivery. And staying out for a little bit. Emily's switching sides here in case she's got to make it curl a little. And she's going hard to finish it. Not going to quite get there. Just a little bit of a missed call in the sweep. I think it's one of those that sometimes the person in the house really probably needs to stay right in the house, because it certainly opens up possibility of moving this rock. So I'm not sure. It looks like just a straight freeze here. I think I'm going to play this shot. I'm going to probably try to be counting 2 when I'm done. Doesn't look like she is. Looks like it's going to be a straight draw. Third stone, Lorraine Flickiger. On its way. It's got to curl a lot. Coming in pretty good now. It does have to die, and that's a bit of disaster there. That was a little bit of the trouble with that shot. A little bit heavy. Doesn't really accomplish anything. I think when you decide to hit the first couple times down there, I think it might have moved that, either hit the guard or played the straight hit on that shot, like with just a backline to hack weight. I think she called draw weight and she threw backline to hack, which obviously the ice doesn't match up for that weight when you do that. So St. George is trying to decide here, do you go right around and in? Very aggressive call without hammer. Or do you hit the blue one at the back and sit 2? Probably comes down to what Jamie feels like, to be honest. I imagine the conversation is, do you like this? And I think if she feels good about draw weight, then that's the shot they'll play. Problem with this, of course, is if it just doesn't curl quite enough, you could set up a double to sit 3 for Oberson. Riley on the broom. Switching sides again. It does break hard from the hog line in here, though. It probably will get over there. If the weight's close, it'll definitely get over there. You want to tuck some of it. It's pretty good. You could get the double on the high side, though. Ariane's looking at the run back. Needs to make contact with something in the house on this shot for sure. And hopefully leave only just one red one in play when you're done. So Flukiger. Out-turn peel weight shot. Threw it pretty good. Needs to curl. Not going to get anything but the top one, I don't think. And going to lose her other one. And probably take the other one out of play as well. So an unfortunate result. To get rid of the guard, but you'll see it again here. It needs to curl up quite a bit more, really, to be able to make this shot. Probably had to curl another couple of inches to make it. But this part's a little bit unlucky when it hits and then rolls right back in front of the blue. Almost in front of the blue. So St. George is now throwing a guard on this rock, guard on the center line rock. Again, same shot they played numerous times here, so should have a very good handle on where to put the broom and how hard to throw it. But it's got to curl a lot. We say that a lot too, I find, so. Working hard. Emily Riley has to hammer that one. Great job. Great sweeping job. Good throw by St. George's and a terrific sweeping job by Emily Riley. And she decides the coat's got to go after that, so. Might be seeing a little bit of an experience of this young team here in this end. There's kind of jumping around a little bit on what their plan was as the end has gone on. She's now going to play the out-turn draw. Nothing wrong with this. There's really not a whole lot there that she can do. She could go in-turn draw or out-turn draw. The in-turn draw probably is going to sit. Well, could be really good, could be perfect, but either one of them is going to have to be bang on for draw weight. Going to have to be right there. Nice release. Sweeper's getting ready on this. This needs to curl too. A lot of power in that sweeping stroke. And is it good? No, just a hair heavy. A great effort by Ariane. Just a little tiny bit heavy. I mentioned that the parents and friends and family might be watching this game since it's not 4:05 or so in Switzerland. We will forgive them if they're not able to take this one in. So Laurie's going to guard up this side, the in-turn side. She figures that's the best chance for Oberson to score is on the in-turn draw, and I would have to agree with that. I don't think she's coming into the house on this, or at least not very far into the house. And if she puts this in the right place, I don't know if there's any way that Oberson can score. She might have to be happy giving up one, or possibly even two. Not the plan when you have hammer, but sometimes that happens. Over team certainly has a whole lot of women's teams and female curlers in Switzerland to look up to. This one's on its way. Emily once again going hard, letting up a little bit here. So it needs to curl a hair. Looks like maybe she's going right in actually. Jamie's certainly very intent on calling this, so if she sneaks it by here, it's going to be a great shot. She won't. It's a tough part about that shot, you know. It's just you could have dropped that at the top of the 8-foot and made it really hard for her to score at all, and definitely not score more than one. And now she actually has a relatively easy hit to hold her to one, and not that difficult of a hit to just hit and flop to score one. Just got to pick the ice, pick the weight, and throw it. Don't make the shot any harder than it is. It's really not. It's really just a hair off a nose hit. It's a lot of ice to throw the weight that I think she's going to need to have for this shot to get an inside roll. I think it's really just a back line to hack weight. I don't know if it will curl that much, but we will see. pretty strong front end sweepers as well, so they can certainly move it. Let's tighten it up a little bit, so it's probably a little better. As long as you get to the nose, you're not going to be in too bad a shape, because there's no way that Laurie will have two. As long as you hit it to the nose or anywhere on the inside, and she's going to either get one or give up one. So everybody's ready? Ariane Oberson. Might have been a little tight. Looked like a little bit of an inside move on the release, but let's see. And light, probably. This is not going to work out well for Oberson. She's going to be curling up and probably giving up 3 now instead of 2. And she will. So tough shot for Ariane Oberson. St. George's will steal 3 here in the second end, take a 3-0 lead here at the North Bay Granite Club, and we'll be back in a moment.
Hey Canada, head on down to Montana's for our 50-day aged 7-ounce sirloin flame grilled with 2 sides and onion rings, all for just $25.99 every day. Premium steak without a premium price, only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Spiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
I saw it and I went, whoa.
Yeah. And we're back for end number 3, and Oberson find herself down 3 after the steal by St. George's. Welcome in our partner, Terry Corbin. He's finally out of the traffic and joining us here for end number 3. Terry, welcome.
Well, it's good to be here, and I kind of watched that whole end, and I liked your comment about a young team looking like they got caught up in more than just the end that they were playing. They just seemed to abandon any type of plan, and it was shot by shot. So she left herself with a difficult shot. I agree, she got that going, and the result was a steal of 3.
Yeah, for sure. And you and I did the game earlier with St. George's, and her team and Julia's team did have trouble with draw weight, and certainly looks like the St. George's team's got that figured out a little bit. Probably had a little talk about it at the break, had some supper and all that stuff, and they seem to have that figured out pretty good now. They're much closer on every draw weight shot so far. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you're heavy, I think that's just a conversation you have, amongst yourselves, and just remind everybody that, hey, we have sweeping, let's throw it to the sweeping. Sometimes that's all it takes. I mean, you try and dial in and throw it too perfect type of thing, and it's not the way you need to throw rocks. You need to, you're trying to throw it the shot that's called for, but I mean, you have to realize that you do have the assistance of 2 people. Well, in this case, for Laurie St. George, it's 1 person, but there's nothing more frustrating, I think, for 2 sweepers, especially good sweepers, to, walk down the ice and watch something go through the rings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're still locked up a little bit here. So in doing while we have a little bit of time, we'll tell you that this event is 24 teams with a $10,000 purse, round robin format. So I'm thinking 6 or 4 pools of 6. And these teams, I think for the most part, these teams would be teams that are on the verge of moving into the tier 1 level teams, if you would. They just need a little more practice and experience. Some of the other teams are here. They've been here for a while, like Laurie St. George's. And you've got teams like Johann Rizzo and a couple others that are, maybe just moving into senior rank and are looking to kind of get some games against competition that's good for them. So it's quite a mix, but it's quite an impressive field. 24 teams. It's not easy to get 24 teams anymore for a Bonspiel. So kudos to the group here that are putting this together, and should be a good couple days coming into the weekend.
Exactly. I talked to Joanne the other day, and she said that she's not playing on the kind of competitive tour that she had played on in the last couple years, but yeah, this is her senior rink, and they're just trying to get in some games and see how things go against some pretty good competition.
Yeah, and I don't know Joanne well, but I do know her and of her, and certainly for the last few years she's been playing with the team out of Yukon.
Yeah, Carrie.
Northwest Territories. Yeah, sorry, not Yukon. Northwest Territories. Yeah, Carrie, yeah. And throwing skips rocks for that team, and I'll tell you, she still throws it pretty darn good. So she will
Joanne
be
puts a lot into the game, man.
yeah. She's definitely going to be tough to beat in that Ontario seniors play down for sure, from what I've seen, and had the good fortune to be at the senior nationals last year, and it was a team from Ontario actually won that. So they are going to have some competition, but I don't think that team's quite the same anymore. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure there's all kinds of good teams in Ontario at that level.
There really is, yeah.
Yeah. So we're still frozen up a little bit here, so we're not really seeing any more than you guys are seeing.
Jimmy,
maybe you're actually seeing it, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, the YouTube feed is going, so it may be just a case of jumping out, jumping back in.
Yeah, and for just so you know, the YouTube feed is actually a little bit behind where we are when we're working, but right at the moment, they're light years ahead of us. So
yes,
we'll just have a little look at that, and we will tell you that if you don't have that on, but you probably do, or you wouldn't be watching this, St. George's is counting a couple. Let's see if I can.
There we go. People can see it now.
Okay, good. Because I was using my phone, and my phone's just a little small to watch. Could have got something else out, but by the time I did that, the game would be over.
That's right, yeah.
Very nice shot there.
Shot, yeah. She makes the double and sits 2.
Yeah.
And I think if you're, Team Oberson, I mean, you're looking to get back in the game, not win the game in this end.
Yeah.
So, if they can, build a deuce, maintain a deuce, get a deuce, as long as it's 2 on the board, I mean, you're right back in the game.
Second stone, Leah Gurman. I think Gurman is probably about as close as we're going to get with that. Very nice shot. As you say, sitting 2. Split pretty good, too. Pretty tough to double up. Jamie Sinclair will look to probably roll a little bit towards that blue one.
Mm-hmm.
Set up a future double. I don't think she can make the double here. She might hit it, but she's not going to make it. Good shot. Almost slid behind, which would have helped Oberson a little bit, but.
Mm-hmm.
Oberson now looking to come around that corner guard. I like this call, Terry. It's good that she's thinking this way. She get plenty over there behind the guard, and you're only 1 shot away from a possible 3 if you can make this one. You need a little bit of luck, but you have an opportunity, let's put it that way, to maybe get 3. All said and done.
Yeah, it's it really is good to see, trying to build something especially with these young teams. I mean, I think it's so natural to try and sit two somewhere real quick, and
Yeah.
you really don't need to do it. Now we're well into this, and we're at Vice Rocks, but I do think this is a good call.
Yeah, I agree. Bad miss, but a good call.
Yes.
So, yeah, and that's the hardest part about this. It's like I said in the earlier game, I played against a junior team from our club last night, and
Yeah.
that's the hardest part for them is when we get a little bit of a lead and trying to figure out how to manufacture points and not worrying about what's in the house at the time. And yes, that can go south sometimes, and you finish early, but you've got to learn how to do that. And if you don't ever do it, you don't learn. So. Um, you can't write off a strategy because somebody misses a shot, sort of thing. So,
And I think, and that's so key, like, because now that you've missed it, then some people, especially when you're early on in your career, you wonder if that was the right shot. And I mean, I would tell, the team that it would, if you're coaching it, yeah, that was the right shot. You're
yeah,
trying to build something here. You had 4 rocks to play, and you're not going to build anything by hitting a rock that's side by side and potentially not make it. And you would like to think that the draw is the easier shot anyway.
yeah.
But as
So,
you said, the commanded draw weight has not been ideal in the first game, and it certainly looks like Team Oberson's struggling as well here now in this game.
it does, yes. So Oberson's going to play the double here. Signified that she'd like to hit it right on the nose. You want to at least hit it on the nose. If you go past the nose a little bit, you'll still make the double. You could be really aggressive and just draw down there and move that a little bit, but that would be a very aggressive shot, and they're not quite ready for that, especially after you just threw the first draw to the hack. Sometimes that's a factor in these decisions too. So anyway,
Yeah,
well, sorry, Terry, go ahead.
no, I just want to say, yeah, I think that was a factor in that call.
Yeah. Yeah. So coming back here from being frozen up here for a second, it's quite a challenge, this broadcasting in a game with the thing freezing up like this. We don't really see all the shots unless we go back, and we can't really go back and forth because we're not in the same time frame. But whatever. For now, Laurie's going to play a hit on the blue. It's pretty much wide open, and try to force Oberson to take one here with her hammer. She also has one at the top of the 12-foot, so the force is very much in play. And Oberson on her next shot, if she's really thinking two at all, she will have to play something a little bit more aggressive.
Yes. And I can tell you that Laurie's in the hack and getting ready to throw this this out turn hit.
Okay.
It's now out of her hand and in the hands of the sweeper, and they're going hard at it. And it looks like it's going to get by and knows it.
That's very interesting. It's as you're calling that, it's actually not on my YouTube feed. We're not there yet. So
Really?
She hasn't thrown it yet. Yeah, she's just going down in the hack now. That's strange. Anyway, I don't understand how how all that stuff works. So Jerry will have to explain that to us someday.
That's right.
Or he might opt not to explain it because that might be a smarter idea.
Yeah. So Team Oberson is they're going to play a hit on this. I mean, again, I think this is a little inexperience coming through. You might not have command of the draw weight, but you're looking at 3, and if you want to try and get a skips deuce, the only way you're going to get it in all probability is by playing this freeze.
Yeah, and that's actually set up pretty well for that, to be honest, because it's not a single rock. You got a couple rocks there, and you have an opportunity to freeze to either one almost, and Sometimes
That's
you
right.
just freeze to the inside of the higher one, and it's still protected by the lower one. So this is
That's
actually a
right.
perfect setup for that freeze call, Terry.
Yeah, she called the hit, made the double, and rolled over to the other side of the center line on the 4 foot. So
Okay.
uh, Laurie St. George is going to come down and try and hit this probably on the nose and sit 2.
So it was a good shot by Oberson, even if it's not necessarily the shot that we thought would be the better option.
Yeah, you just have to go called and made,
Exactly. Yeah.
which
I'm
is
gonna
also a
try.
confidence booster, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm just gonna pop out of here for a second, Terry. See if I can come back in and get a little bit.
Yeah, and then I'll do the same. In the meantime, Laurie St. George comes down and makes the hit on the nose, sits on the edge of the 4 foot.
It certainly doesn't take very long to do, anyways.
And now Overson's team will try and make this out turn hit and score 1. And she is going to potentially roll out here on this hit and roll. Is it going to hang on? Yes, it does. And it is a score of 1 for Team Oberson.
I have a pick.
Swiss Chalet's festive special is back. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. It's a tradition truly worth sharing. The festive special, only at Swiss Chalet.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted, thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
And we're back. Jimmy, I don't know if you can see anything, but if you want to take us and set us up through this fourth end, that would be great.
All right, we'll see what we can do here. I'm just trying to bring it up on the different machine. I have them all. I just don't know how to use any of them sometimes. At least it feels like that. Yeah. So yeah, a little bit of a different end there, but like you say, a good end for the team from Bern in the sense that at least a little bit of a confidence builder and feel a little better about themselves and whatnot. So it's I think we agree that probably on their first shot, the freeze was by far a better call, but what the heck, they're learning the game and they're going to be a force in a few years, and they just got to figure out some of those situations. So And they're still playing, so that's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. We. It might sound like we've rung up the W for Team St. George, but we haven't.
No. No, definitely not.
Now, I don't know what happened with um, excuse me, Team Oberson's first rock. I see it back there in the behind the tee lines, or behind the tee line, behind the back line. So, not sure whether that was hogged, whether it was thrown through, or what.
I don't know, but I now have a much bigger picture than on my phone, so that's a good start, anyways. Yeah, we're 3 rocks in, and Oberson now has one just off the center line, and I think maybe with a little luck, Terry and I are at least close to the same, whatever you want to call it, same reception level or something, just so we're on the same page. I know I have 2 different devices going right now, and they're both not the same speed, so or not at the same place in the end. But
likewise.
Anyway, okay, all right. We have the technology. We just got to figure it out.
That's right.
All right. So Laurie St. George is playing an outturn come around. St. George is now with hammer up 3-1. And this one's a little bit light, but looks like it might work its way in. It's pretty good, I think. Oberson's going to play the freeze. She indicated behind it first, then the freeze. She'd probably take either one.
Mm-hmm.
Good opportunity, I think. You're duck behind this one. It looks like it goes pretty hard there at the end. And second stone. Second stone is Leah Gurman. A lefty. We see quite a few lefties now.
Yeah, at one point they were kind of an anomaly.
Well, I know. Well, you and I know one of the guys that played with me, left-hander Bob McMillan, and
yeah,
we used to give him a lot of abuse. Didn't really understand even why he was playing this game, but good player, great guy. Had a lot of fun together over the years.
Yeah, I ran into him about having not seen him for about 40 years. Ran into him in Kitchener.
Yeah, just retired, sold in, and all that kind of stuff. So a great shot there. Just didn't quite get far enough, but still, that's a pretty darn nice shot by Leah. They'd have been able to take that another 1.5 feet or so. It would have been a beauty, Terry.
Yeah, it probably could have tucked it almost a full rock.
Yeah.
This thing's going to be a good shot here. She's going to get an opportunity to roll away from the center.
Yeah. Emily Riley with her last shot here in this end. As obviously they're playing with 3, so both Emily and Jamie both throw 3 stones. This one's curling hard, but it's going to be fine. Rolled away a little bit. Probably would have loved to roll a little bit further, but that's pretty good. You've got to make a 3.5 foot roll to be behind the guard. See this coming down here now. Jamie sweeping pretty good to keep it straight. Emily moved out of our way. Thank you. And right here, you'd like to just, if it would have stayed just slightly straighter, but a really good position right now for the St. George's team.
Yeah, we are on different feeds.
Yeah.
Team Oberson just hit that and rolled underneath everything. And it's just a little difficult to see whether she's remained shot or if it's second shot.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd bet on it being shot, but I could be wrong.
That's why I don't bet, buddy.
No, well, I'll tell you what, though, we could do a lot better betting with this system where we can have one, we can be a little ahead of the game and get the bets in before the shot's thrown.
That's right.
People at Points Bet and all those places that sponsor everything these days might not go along with that. So
I know.
Good shot there for Oberson, and St. George is on what I'm looking at, still looking at it, trying to figure out who is shot.
Yeah, she's chosen to play a hit on what I do believe as well as shot rock.
Yeah, I think it's close enough that for sure that she thinks she has to hit it, because if she was sure she was shot, she's probably not going anywhere near this shot. Probably coming
And
right around the red.
yeah, she's wrecked on the front, unfortunately.
Okay, you're a little ahead of me, so.
Oh, am I? Okay, so
Yeah,
you know
that's
what,
okay.
Jim? I'm just gonna be quiet, and this way I'll sound more knowledgeable.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I could take that as an insult somehow. But anyway, that's good. Well, thank you, Terry. And oh, by the way, she just wrecked on the guard. Um, yeah, I know. You get
Oh
laughed
dear.
sometimes. So the yeah, and the blue rock now, Oberson taps on the blue rock, indicating she's shot. Still think you probably have to move this one. It's you're down, you have trying to steal, but there's a time and a place, and I don't know that right now you gotta go crazy. I think you can hit that one and flop half guarded and be pretty good shape. Just got to know where you're going with this one.
Yeah, I mean the option certainly was there to play, a guard and see if you couldn't generate something, but
Yeah.
you know, I think this is where you just see the inexperience. I mean that's a stone that I like to call somewhat of a control area shot. I mean, it may not be a shot rock, but it certainly can be promoted
Yeah.
later on in the end. But I mean, she chose to play that, and like again, it's not that it's a wrong shot by any means.
It just doesn't really lead to any kind of an offensive kind of move, is all. That's the only thing with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not putting any pressure on Laurie by playing that shot.
No. But it ended up being a good throw and a good shot made in that sense. And I thought they were going to sweep it right into their back one the way they were going. It just seemed like I wasn't quite sure where they were trying to go with it, but they got it by, just snuck it by a bit. Jamie Sinclair now will throw an intern hit, try to roll over in the vicinity of the other blue one. One at the back. She'd like to get over right in front of it if she could. She's no. Oh, sorry, I missed that call.
Yeah.
She's playing an out-turn draw.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's going to get anywhere near the back one.
No.
And it's also heavy. You should never have been bragging them up about the draw weight.
That's right.
You did. Good shot. Yeah,
It's a curse. You put the curse on them.
I did. I didn't mean to. I tried to do a very positive spin on it, but so Oberson now throwing this shot, top of the house, biting the 8-foot or somewhere around there. Don't know that it's specifically going to guard anything, but that's where she called it. I don't know that you want to leave the St. George's team a 2.5-foot hole through to get their back one, but you can put it on the what letter would that be? Upside down E and red path would probably be a good spot. We'll see where she goes here.
If you want to bet where it goes, I'll take a bet.
You'd probably give me a lot of odds too. I mean,
I would.
yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, dear.
So, just about exactly what they called. I'm not sure it's the best spot to put it though, Terry.
Well, I mean, again, you start asking yourself, like, where is this best placed? And
Yeah.
I mean, you know that Laurie is going to play, either the hit and roll off the one on the wing, or she's drawn down to the one on the back, because she just played it. Kinds of tips her hand. So, I mean, do you want to throw it short? I mean, that's the way you're going to steal one. You're
Well, she threw perfect weight. She threw it exactly where they wanted it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to flip back to, we have our feedback right now. So I'm going to go back to there and put the YouTube guys away a little bit for now.
Alrighty.
And we'll both be looking at the same thing again, Terry.
Perfect.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I personally think we managed that pretty well. Hopefully we're good for the rest of the game now.
Yep.
So yeah, she came pretty close to making a double. She didn't make it, so it looks like Oberson's going to put it back in the exact same spot. It's just really hard to throw to that spot. Like it's
Hmm.
a little short, little long doesn't really do much for you. So, but they did it last shot, so they're feeling good about it, and they're certainly in a good position to at least force St. George's to one, which would be
Yeah, and
also
I think that was probably the goal to, at the start of the end is, hey, if we get a good opportunity, let's take it. But, ideally, we're in that give up one, get two mode.
yeah, yeah. That's never a good plan, but it doesn't do you good if you each scoring four ends if they're scoring two every time you're scoring one. So.
Hmm.
Well, let's see where this goes. Sweepers are just kind of watching now. Looks like it's probably a little bit heavy.
Yeah. Looks like it's probably T-line and better.
Yeah, at least, yeah. Well, if this is almost a scenario we saw last end
Hmm.
for in reverse when the Oberson team had a similar setup, and you'll see the difference here with the experience of
That's
Laurie
right.
St. George's. She's not going to do anything about trying to hit and roll in front. She says we can come down and freeze to that one, and even if we're not 100% on the perfect line, we can be in a position where she might not be able to remove it. So it's just it really is a great example of really experience taking charge here, I think.
Well, and I think she's just more aggressive, generally speaking.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, she's still thinking, making two off of her two rocks.
yeah, yeah. And some people might, and again, you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. Some people might say, well, why you're up 3-1? Why wouldn't you just throw the double
Hmm.
and let her go ahead and hit it, and then you hit it and you get your one, you're up 4-1, rather than taking any kind of
Right.
risk here. But you got to be able to play the game, and to play the game, you got to be able to figure you can draw the 8 foot for sure. So
Yeah.
um,
And I think this is just who Laurie St. George is, too.
I agree. I agree. I don't think if she tries to play any other way, it's not going to be good for her. So. For the players that play mixed doubles and then regular curling both, I wonder sometimes how you manage the mental part of the game, because it's got to be.
Hmm.
Well, I haven't played really any mixed doubles. I'm probably not going to start at my age, but at the same time, it's got to be a bit of a challenge bouncing back and forth sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a quicker game, fun game, but this looks a little light, is it not?
It does, yeah. It looks quite light. So all the experience in the world is not worth anything if you don't make the shot.
Right, right.
And again, the pro side miss there is probably to be a little tiny bit on the heavy side. Can't think that
Yeah.
way all the time, but I think if I'm throwing that shot, I'm not thinking I'm going to make them sweep it that hard to get there.
Hmm.
Anyway, an opportunity here, really good opportunity now for Oberson to put some real heat on St. George's, and
Yeah, and I think you wanna. I think you wanna at least bite the four on this one,
yeah,
because anything that Laurie St. George's would draw two would get her a piece of that 4 foot. So I think you could be three quarters into the 4 foot here if you could walk it down.
yeah, I think that would be fine. And it's you don't want to go to the button for sure, but
No,
anywhere in the 4 foot's good. And you also don't want to go past that center line. I don't think if
right.
you're going to try to take the draw away, because it looks like now she'll probably have to draw. If you can stay on the broom side of the center line, not or that more or less that side, then that's going to be
Hmm.
much better than going to the other side of the center line. So,
Yeah, if
anyways,
she split the center line, I'm sure she wouldn't be upset. I
no,
think,
I agree.
really, it's getting it to the top of the four. This is over
Yeah,
curling.
I think I'd stop about now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Perfect weight. Move that rock over a foot to the center line. That's
exactly. Yeah.
really, really good. It's still pretty darn good. Let's not kid ourselves here. Laurie St. George's is drawing against four. And if, she's sort of got some backing, but backing is always a scary thing sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah.
But she just has to hit the 4 foot, really. And we would expect her to be able to do that. So So a good end by Oberson, though. And like I say, I just, they got to fine tune things a little bit. And even that shot, I'm sure that they don't necessarily see that there's anything wrong with that. And we would argue a little bit that, well, yeah, it's a nice shot, but how do you make it into a really good shot? And that's just move it over a little bit. So I think it's perfect if it splits the center line.
Yeah.
So Laurie St. George just drawing against 4 here in the 4th end. Out-turn draw, lots of ice. Emily Riley, the one and only sweeper here. Starting to go now, but I think it's got enough weight. And it's got a curl. A lot of rotation.
Yeah, a lot of rotation, and I think she's, this is close.
Yeah. Well, it's at least 2 blue. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is 2 for sure, and of course, the third one's a possibility. But I like the 2 for sure.
Yeah, definitely 2, and I'd lean into blue on the other one, but we'll just hang in here for a minute till we see if they're going to measure. And they will. Yep. Well, while they're trying to find the stick and everything, maybe we can take our break here and come back and see the result momentarily.
Yeah, it's definitely at worst gonna be a 3-3 game.
Yeah, so it looks like they're gonna let us hang on till the measure. That's great. Yeah, very, very unexpected end, I think. I mean, really, Oberson's team hadn't really shown that they could put a bunch of shots together yet. And the last end had to play a shot against 3 and did it. So give them credit for that. Really didn't do anything spectacular this end, just made some basic shots and too many misses by the St. George's team. Really just on what we would deem to be pretty easy shots for these girls.
Yeah, I think for Laurie, she's going to be really disappointed. One's a little bit light, and the second one is, just a little bit heavy.
Yeah. A little bit of challenge with the measuring device. Looks like they got it figured out. Oh, almost. And third, Lorraine Flukiger says, I'm just going to let somebody else do this. So, I still don't know that we're any further ahead.
That's right.
We know it's either 2 or it's 3. And either way, Oberson will be throwing first, and the scoreboard's at the other end. So we will take a short break and be back for end number 5 here at the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel at the North Bay Granite Club in North Bay, Ontario.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Hey Canada, head on down to Montana's and get the best of both worlds. Enjoy our 7-ounce sirloin aged for 50 days, flame grilled and served with your choice of 2 sides and onion rings. Just $25.99 every day. Plus, for a limited time, add a Canadian lobster tail to surf your turf. Only $10 more. Dive into this or our lobster spinach dip, lobster mac and cheese, and more. Only for a limited time. Come for the barbecue, stay for the flavor. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down. I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Yeah.
So we're back, and we still don't know what the score is, but we will find out soon. We know it's either 3-3 or it's 4-3 for Oberson. That's what we do know.
We might find out right now, Jim. We might find out. Here we go. You're right. You're bang on.
I'm telling you, a steal of 3 for Ariane Oberson. He's Laurie St. George's. St. George's with a draw to a little tiny bit better than full 8 foot, and was probably 3-4 feet heavy, and has some work to do now.
Yeah, I mean, Laurie comes with just from what I've seen, really good disposition. You know, she doesn't seem to get overly pumped or overly down. She seems to be pretty even-keeled.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. It certainly that'd be what I would think too. I don't know her personally, but that's what it appears to be. She appears to be. So St. George's comes around the center guard. Oberson team has put the good center guard up a couple times, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And now they will try to freeze to the red. And it looks like it's going to be good. Just try not to bounce. It's not going to bounce. Very nicely done.
Yeah, very well done.
The lead, Enya Cachivio. Oh, I don't know if that's right. That's sort of an Italian pronunciation, but I don't know if she's got some Italian heritage or not. But that's the way I have it here. So Enya Cachivio makes 2 perfect shots here, starting off the 5th end. And that's always a big help. It's a hard game to play if your lead is not making shots. We talked about that before, and I was talking with a friend of mine at the Crown Club yesterday, not today, and we talked about the fact that, you used to be able to sort of hide a lead a little bit, as long as they could show up on a regular basis and carry the broom bag, they were okay, but not anymore.
That's right, yeah.
There'd be a lead that can play at 90% or better to be able to keep up with these teams. So same shot for Laurie St. George's, a little freeze tap. Jamie Sinclair going hard to get it there. And she's will.
Going to get it there.
Yep. Very nice. So the lead's doing their job in this end. And Emily has 1 more. Now we'll move to second stones. Leah Gurman for Team Oberson. Trying to freeze to the red in the 4 foot.
This is obviously her intern being left-handed.
Yeah, and theoretically that should help you a little bit on this shot, I guess. If the pundits are right on the intern curling more.
Yeah.
They are always, my intern curls more, but I don't throw it from that side.
Yeah.
So this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Just
that's a great shot.
Gets a little rub and lined up really nice.
St. George is in a bit of a mess here. She might decide to kind of open this up a little bit, but I don't even know exactly how you're going to do that. You can take the top one off, but it's hard to get more than just the top one at this point, I guess. You could run it into the red and hit red, blue, red, and just open things a little bit. And I think probably that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to. I mean, I can't see the actual angles, but I'd be more inclined to potentially run the blue into the blue.
Would you?
Yeah.
And then it's going to drive it on your red as well. Well, she didn't run into anything, so we're both
Yeah.
right. Yeah, or we're both wrong, but we don't.
That's right. Yeah, we
Like,
could be both be
yeah.
wrong. Oh dear.
So I think if you're Oberson here, you're throwing up into the guard, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
She's in a great situation right now with the way those rocks are sitting there, and the angles are sitting very good. We get a little overhead picture at it here in a minute, and just to see exactly what they look like. But I think generally they're in pretty good positions for the Swiss team. There you have a look at it there, and yeah, I think I like that. There is a double on the blues though, and without touching the reds, so you better make sure you know where you're throwing this guard. Thanks for that, Connor.
Yeah, that was very helpful. So, and that's kind of why I like to, why I said, run it into the blue because
Yeah,
I mean, I like being the red on top of the blue on the other side.
yeah.
Yeah, Laurie's got that red. Yeah.
I don't know. This is, I think the situation improved a little bit for Oberson there because at least now it's, unless she wants to go out after the outside blue one. Hits this one's going to take the blue out. She would make the double, but
Yeah, I mean, I think, just from I mean, obviously you see what the outlook, what the lay of the land is now, and certainly I think the guard would have been a better shot, but Laurie's got two opportunities. She can run that into the red into the two blues side by side, or she can try and run the red into the blue and make the double.
so she's going to go right through the hole.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's pretty not bad for St. George's now. Well, kind of bad.
Yeah. No, that, I mean, that doesn't hurt you, in a real negative way. You still got two rocks in the control zone, and
Yeah, I don't know if I like what appears to me that she's playing here. It looks like she's going to try to throw it tight in there, and I think I want this to be a little bit shorter than that. If you're in tight, definitely going to be a blue one that goes away. Maybe more. I don't know.
I like the rocks if I'm Laurie, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not upset at the way they are lined up.
Trying to make this one curl. She was trying to throw it right into, more or less into the crotch of the reds, I think, is what she was trying to do. Although it's staying out there.
Yeah.
Now.
So now I think if you
careful here. Yeah.
If you nose that one that was that's on the top of the blue, or top of the 12, sorry.
Yeah.
You hit that on the nose, you might be able to spring 3 blues.
Yeah.
And you're not going to lose your shooter, so you could be sitting, anywhere from 2-3-4 to 1-3-4, and
yeah. She's throwing an out turn at this though, so she's not hitting them. She's not going after the blue. She's going after the red. She's going to go red onto blue. And it's going to hit it. They've got to curl a little bit to get to where we're talking. But she does get rid of a couple. Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously got a little bit of a plan in mind. I just would like her to share it with us.
Yeah. Next year, Terry, we get that mic thing going on. Yeah. I've got a set of those at my house, actually, for my junior team that we can listen to what they say on the ice. So,
yeah.
We send them up. So this will be an interesting call. This isn't an easy call here either for Oberson. Like, she seems intent on hitting that one.
Well, I mean, that's certainly a possibility. I'm sure I get drawn to typically one shot, but there's certainly options here. I'm not opposed to this.
Do you like the tap on the blues?
I
Oh,
do.
on the blues? Yeah, I like that too. Going hard on this. Gotta hold it.
Yeah, and she will. And the good news here is that, I mean, yeah, she's gonna get inside that top one that I was worried about. So
Yeah.
that's a good result, I think, for her and the team.
Yeah, it's St. George's can definitely end up shot rock after this, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be in a great position. If she ends up hitting it a little on the high side and pops it into the open, shooter rolls off into the 12-foot somewhere, that might not be so good. But she could also hit it with a little bit less weight and just stay right behind those, the red and the blue at the top of the 12-foot there, and might be in a position where they can't remove it very easily.
Yeah.
Good news for Oberson. She's got this team thinking a little bit about what to do, and that's an accomplishment in itself. This team's very veteran-oriented with St. George's and Sinclair both.
For sure.
Jamie Sinclair seems to try to stay a little bit out of putting too much input into the calling of the game, which I get, but sometimes they might have to work that out a little bit over the next few weeks and months before they get to provincials. This one's got to curl a bit.
Yeah, they don't really want to lose your shooter here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen there, although I will say the blue ones went further than I thought they would. I thought she might have a better situation than that, but chances at 4 for Oberson, and if she can make a roll, she could sit 2 in very good positions and 2 on the periphery.
I'd be more inclined to hit this on the nose.
Would you?
Yeah.
Let her play the hit and roll on the blue and the...
Yeah, if you roll it towards the center line and don't get it like right under, then or if you get it right under, sorry, you can't use it. I mean, to like if Team St. George's comes in and hits that blue one on the 4-foot and gets a good roll, like you won't have it to move. So I like keeping it, right where it is.
Yeah. As long as you don't roll partially buried, as long as it's open. So if it rolls a rock, you're probably fine. But rolls 2 rocks, and all of a sudden you can't use it at all. So, it's a good point.
You need. I think if you're kind of thinking it through, you want to make sure that given that they're staggered there on the top of the 12, that this rock's going to be able to be your friend as opposed to your enemy.
Sure. So first part, let's make sure we hit it and stay around. We don't jam it on anything, and then see where it's going to go from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Oberson, first rock in the 5th end. Right now holding a 1-point lead and an opportunity to sit 4 here in the 5th end.
Looked like she got that out a little bit at the end, but she's got this pretty much on the nose.
Yeah, she's going to hit it exactly where you wanted her to hit it. So nice coaching, and see now. So, and to your point here, so now if Laurie does happen to roll in behind or a little bit over past the center line, Oberson will be able to use her own blue to run in there.
Yeah, I mean, in the best of worlds, you roll it, maybe a rock. That would have been kind of
perfect,
the best outcome. Yeah.
Still a pretty good setup for Oberson. Even if she makes a shot, unless she rolls absolutely perfect, you could always play the out turn, come around, draw it to hers too, and force her to the 1. If you so desired, it would be. You got to be a little more precise. This one's not curling much.
I was going to say, they haven't laid the broom to this yet.
It's starting to go now, though, I think. going to be really close to making the roll. It's pretty good. Definitely gettable, but definitely good. So it's in a position where Oberson really just needs to play it. A little more, this team being young, as we said, it's probably a little more discussion than they need to have on some of these shots. But heck, they were 4-3 lead in an event like this against a pretty darn good women's team. So you need a little time, take it, I figure.
Yeah, and like it won't take long for somebody to kind of give them the message that you're taking too long.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want to get a reputation for, is being out there for 2.5, 2 3/4 hours for a 2-hour game.
Yeah. This game was late starting too, and not late by the draw, but the actual start time at 9:45 is getting up there. So going hard on the sweep here. This actually looks really good.
Yeah.
Could try to make it curl a little bit here if you like.
Yeah, I mean, certainly
a little bit.
It would have been nice just to stay kind of right there, but I mean, you were always going to be leaving her a kind of a rather easy shot, I think, an easier shot for her one. This, we've seen her draw, her last 2 draws, one's been short, one's been heavy. I don't mind if I'm Team Oberson leaving her this draw.
No, I agree. I think definitely a little bit of panic in the sweep there, but you were never going to, like you say, it was going to be hard to ever hit it right on the nose or anything anyway. You're probably going to roll open. It would have been nice to stay in the 8-foot somewhere, maybe just to make this shot a little bit tougher. But Laurie certainly hasn't indicated she's got a great feel for draw weight right now. So go ahead and put that pressure on her again, and we expect her to make it, but stranger things have happened. Just 15 minutes ago.
As we saw last end. I mean,
exactly.
The bottom line is you're looking at 3.
Yeah. So Emily Riley on the brush. And I think it looks pretty good. We're having a little trouble telling, but it does look like she's fine. And slides right into the 4-foot. Very nice draw by Laurie St. George's. And we have a tie game, tied at 4 after 5 ends. We'll be back with Oberson having the hammer in the 6th end right after these messages.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
You got 1, you got 2, Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
So for sure, because they don't do it. So we're back here. Jim Nix with Terry Corbin bringing you this round robin game in the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel. It's only fitting these two teams are tied at 4, Terry. Both sitting at 1-0. And we were just saying the Oberson team, the young team out of Switzerland, has to be pretty happy with where they are right now. Tied playing 6 with the hammer. That seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, again, I think if you said to them, "How would you like to be tied playing six with the the hammer?" and I think they would go, "Yeah, that would probably be a pretty good result."
Yeah, yeah. And you're playing a team, well, not a team, but at least an individual who's, like I say, been at the last 4 Tournament of Hearts and with pretty decent records, and also been at the, won a bronze medal at the World Mixed Doubles.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's not your average club curler you're playing against. So she's
No,
doing a good
no,
job.
no. She comes with credentials.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, creds. That's what we got. You say creds nowadays.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So we got another good center guard up here, this time by Team St. George's. Willie Riley, and this one looks like it's going to be good as well. Catch a piece of the center line. It does. Catch perfect amount of the center line. Split it right in the middle, basically.
Yeah.
And Oberson now looks to come around it.
Yeah, she knows St. George's is going to come around, so I guess she's just going to try and beat her to the punch. And again, that to me, this is more of a preference thing.
Yeah, you throw that corner guard up. Some people would say, well, why do you throw the corner guard up if you're not going to use it? But there's lots of time to use it yet. So
yeah, for sure.
And like you say, some people would just go right around the corner now, knowing that Laurie's going to come around the center, and then you have to deal with it there. So it's just what you're comfortable with and how you feel. And this is a nice looking shot.
Yeah.
If you get it a little tiny bit more curl on it, great shot. Great shot by lead Enya Cachivio. I'm determined to get this so it sounds more like a flow in this name before the end of the night, but I'm going to have to hurry up because the end of the night's coming pretty soon. I don't know how we get these last games of the day every time, Terry. It's interesting. It's funny because this one, when we were talking earlier and talking with a friend of mine and having supper, and we were saying 9:45. I had 9:45 in my head as 9:45 my time because last week it was 11:45 my time, but it wasn't 10:45. So I don't know. We pick them, so it's not like we can blame them.
That's right. I was going to say, you might have to look at...
Well, I know. Can't be, hey, Jerry, what are you doing to me? It's like, well, I'm not doing anything. You guys signed them up. So
that's right.
Anyway, it's fun. It's always fun. I have a great time with it, and really happy to be able to bring you guys all these games. And we will have all the games covered over the weekend. As we said, we'll have some with commentary. Certainly, hopefully, we'll have the best games with commentary, and the other ones will certainly have the visual aspect, so you can watch your favorite team. You just maybe don't have a commentator to help you out, but we cover as many as we can, and it should be a great weekend.
Yeah, some good curling ahead of us.
Yeah, working our way towards the playoffs too. You have a few lopsided scores in the early rounds naturally, but for all kinds of various reasons, but once you get closer to that playoff round, everything kind of rounds into form. So I've got a peel coming here for Oberson, and I thought you might have a shot at the double peel there, but didn't quite make it. But a good shot. St. George is going to throw up a guard again. St. George's really will be going hard here to try to force to one. And Oberson, if she's has her way, would love a blank end. That might be a little tough to accomplish with the start we have here.
Yeah, I really think the key is trying to make sure you get your one, and if you can get more than that, that's great. I really like the whole idea of scoring in the sixth, and then I guess potentially it's 2 hammers each, and you're up one.
So here comes the peel again. Yeah, I agree with you. I think scoring in the sixth is definitely key if you haven't, regardless if you have hammer or don't, but particularly if you have hammer, you want to score in that even end.
Yeah, and I like this call too, because I think you could get really quickly attracted to, playing a board shot, hitting what you can see of that blue, and trying to roll your rock under that corner
Oh, look at
guard when
this.
you might get a bonus here. And
Yeah,
you did.
did you ever get a bonus there, I think?
So I think, yeah, it would have been kind of easy to quickly get sucked into that shot.
You can see on this one, Terry, it's like there certainly wasn't an intent to go over
Right.
there and have this roll into the house. That would have been, you would have had to be very predictive to be able to come up with that one, but it worked out pretty good for Oberson. I'm sure they would make a double peel, but
and it just puts more pressure on Team St. George's to, make some really good guards.
Yeah.
One sweeper's dropped off rather early.
Yeah, it's good though.
But it's fine, yeah.
Almost curled too much. You can see why she dropped off. If it curls another rock, then it might be maybe a little too far. Oberson's not sure what she's gonna want there. I assume you're gonna throw some sort of peel.
Yeah. I mean, that's where my head goes for sure.
Yeah. I don't think there's any question. That's what you have to do. The question might be whether or not you try to take it on the over the top on the high side, whether you play the single or double peel, and whether or not you take it over the high side. They are calling timeout, so I'm assuming they have a coach with them.
Yeah, you would think so. And I know they talked about playing rather quiet around that high guard and coming in and trying to tap that red one. If not through the rings, at least to the back of the 12. And I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I really like the peel again myself.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that shot's even there, Terry. I think it just has to go too far, and you have to hit it too firm to move the red one out. So,
and it's not like those the red and the blue there are touching either. Like there's some space in between them.
Yeah. And the double peels here actually even on the over top of the high side when you look at the overhead without actually hitting the rock in the house. When you look at the long view here down the sheet, it looks like if you take it over the top, you might jam it on the blue, which maybe isn't a great result. But I think you can make it either way, and it's just... So they're going to have a look. I'm not sure who the coach is, but certainly looks the part, dressed good, like the sweater. And it looks like he's pointing out all the options. There's not really a whole lot of panic going on. He's just going to let him know we can't hear him, but it certainly looks like they're discussing a few things, and they're happy with the end result. Now the hard part, you got to throw it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just peeling one, I mean, you might even want to consider just peel the low one, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I like the top one, and seeing if you can't maybe make that double peel.
Yeah, I think you got to give it a go because I don't. It's just going to be really hard to get at that red stone in the house if either one of those two rocks is there and Laurie's just throwing a second guard. Basically, it's going to be really tough to get there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it comes with risk for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, and that's the hard part. But third stone, Lorraine Flukiger, and just the one. I really don't know if they're trying to just play one or if they're trying to get two. But
yeah, I don't know either. Know either.
It doesn't look. I just get the sense they don't look a little bit. You know how sometimes you're looking, the person's a little disappointed they don't get them both. It doesn't look like that, so I'm thinking they're just playing to get one. I'm just not quite sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the call. I mean, either way. I mean.
Yeah.
Now on this shot, I mean, I would take a different view of it. I don't think if it gets placed back where it was, I don't think I'd be in a hurry to do the double peel.
No. This one's going to overcurl a little bit.
Yeah. So now I might take a run at this.
Yeah. I think absolutely you do, yeah. See the weight call here. Didn't see
Yeah,
it.
looked
But
like board.
yeah. Yes, St. George's squad just has to be a little bit better. That's for whatever reason on that shot, that's a fairly significant miss on that guard because that rock can be you can leave a hole that's 11 or 12 inches wide, and
Yep.
so that rock really has to be almost 2 feet less curl to it, and that's a lot at this level. When you miss a guard by that much, so it's not
For
an easy
sure.
shot, but it's doable.
Yeah. It's gonna have to curl.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be
There it
really
goes.
good.
Yeah, this look good.
It's a great shot.
Take it as far over as you can, girls.
That's a terrific shot by Lorraine Flukiger. And you'll see it again. They managed the shot really well, Terry.
Yes. Now the only thing I'm going to be critical of is when they make this shot. Watch both sweepers. Nobody takes the thrown stone. They both stand and watch.
They did, but they were excited.
Yeah.
That was a great shot, though. By the way, but you are right. In fact, you roll that one over another foot, and it's that much better, right? And there's no chance of Laurie coming off it. It turned out that it's probably hard for her to come off it, but it could have easily stopped, 6-8 inches less, and then it's a pretty easy double. So yeah, sweepers. It's important. We see that a lot. We see it a lot at all levels of curling, where the sweepers sort of get infatuated by the shot and they want to watch it. Now, in that case, she was trying to dodge a couple of rocks and everything, but there's nothing more frustrating when the sweepers do that. But I get it. I always want to see what's happening too. So, yeah, it's definitely a challenge. So I think it looks like to me like she's throwing a high hard one at this.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. I don't think you can. You might be able to make contact with the blue in there. The rock is going to be, as somebody pointed out, maybe it was you, Terry, that when you hit this rock, you're going to hit it. You're going to be a whole rock higher. So, yeah, definitely a possibility of making contact, maybe being shot rock, and maybe being shot rock right behind the guard. But anyway, you're going to have to make a heck of a shot here because you're in trouble.
Yeah, and she'll get a little bit more action here throwing this out turn.
Yeah. It's on its way. And it's going to curl.
Does she have any of it?
Might not have any of it. She's going to get a piece.
Oh, jeez, that was close.
Wow. Well, Ariane Oberson, you have an opportunity here to really make it tough on Laurie St. George's.
Yeah, do you go around that corner guard and say, "Here you go, Laurie. Like I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the 4 foot. You better bury it perfect," or do you go around?
I may be wrong, but I'm coming around the center. I just.
Are you?
Yeah, if I go around the corner and make it good, I'm going to force her to play the draw to the blue one. And if she sits it right on top of the blue, I still might get my 2, but she's taking all those other rocks away. So I'm gonna try to go right around here. We know it hooks in there really well at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can get around there and be on top of the blue, I'll let her take the draw to the button if she wants to try it. Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, so next time we play,
yeah,
I'm going to set this up. I'm going around the corner guard.
Okay. Of course, you do know it's been about 50 years since we played the last time, so it's
I know.
Yeah. So I don't know what the opportunity. I'm not sure how good we're going to be in 50 more years. So
well,
maybe
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm just coming around because one, if I hook it and then she goes around both, I mean I got nothing.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. True enough. Or if you bounce off it or anything like that, there's a lot less risk, I think, going around the corner. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to leave her that opportunity.
No, I totally get that. I mean, that is her out. I would just be, I guess, a little bit fearful that I couldn't put it in a good spot. If I can walk it down, that's a different story. But they're going to make me throw it. So
yeah. Sweepers look like they're indicating this has got a lot of weight already, which you don't necessarily want to see.
Yeah, I mean, you could leave this behind the tee. You can leave this, in a double spot. I mean, they were reluctant to sweep. Then they looked like they decided they were going to try and get it, sweep it by, and then they realized, you know what? It's pretty good weight.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't even have to. Well, I guess they were trying to carve it over there, so I was going to say
Yeah.
they didn't have to really sweep it at all. But I'll tell you what, it ended up in a pretty good place. This is a really tough double.
I don't think she's ever playing it. Isn't she playing the
Coming right around
draw?
the wall? Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
this
think
was
so,
this
yeah.
was my fear if I was throwing that shot.
Yeah.
If she sinks this, can I get at it with the intern? I don't think so.
Depends on how far she goes. Yeah, if she puts it dead even with the other one, well, she's going to have to go deeper than that. So, I tell you what, you can't see a whole lot of the blue either. So
Yeah.
Laurie doesn't seem to be all that excitable playing the draw. Certainly not. It's not the one I'm seeing them tap a lot, but
Yeah.
back 4-foot, even good number 2 would be a pretty good shot here, probably.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's why I think she has to play it. I mean, otherwise, she's probably giving up 2 for sure.
Yeah, 2 for sure, and a definite opportunity at 3. Because the only way is if she decides to play the hit on the blue and hit a quarter of a rock and then take the other blue out, and you give up a draw for 2. But
that's what I mean. Yeah, she's
I
definitely
think you're in trouble. Yeah. I think if you don't want to give up 2, then you have to play the come around on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're okay giving up 2, it's not easy. If you don't,
you're right.
So
I think she has to play the draw.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think she better play with a hair more ice than that, though. Oh,
that's funny. As soon as you say that, she takes it in. I mean, she just throws so much rotation that she has to broom the ice for her, the way she throws it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she throws way more rotation than Jamie does. So
yeah.
And just looking at the, kind of the hand gestures and whatnot, it looked to me like she was just saying that we have different rotations.
Yeah. So absolutely the biggest shot of the game coming here for Laurie St. George's.
Yeah, and you know what? Really well played in by Oberson.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It might come back to haunt her their last shot. That's quite possible. Very good to point that out. But in the meantime, she definitely has a lot of heat on St. George's, and it's going to be hard for Laurie to prevent a crooked number here for sure. Taking a hair more ice, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, you even if you leave it, a little bit of the rock visible. I mean, anytime you get a chance to score 4, your heart rate gets a little excited.
Yeah. Emily Riley going hard on this.
Yeah.
I don't know
and
where
it
the
looks
weight
like
is,
it's
but
light.
yeah. Maybe not. If she gets it by.
Oh wow! She just rubbed it.
Rubbed.
Oh, so unfortunate. As soon as I looked at the split, I go, this is to the 4-foot because I got 14-4 on my split. But
yeah, you can see here, Emily Riley did a great job trying to get this by, and taking it. It had to go a long ways, and she just barely rubs.
Yeah. And when you say barely, it's barely.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If just, a millimeter more and she gets by and she's perfect, she's going to be shot rock. Still not, like you say, they get a little excited here. You got to make sure you just throw this rock normal.
That's right.
Make it go away. 4 is great, but 3's not bad.
And she didn't overthrow this. I really like that. I mean,
yeah. Sweeper going hard. Needs to curl. Yeah. It's going to make it. It's no matter what it does over here, and it hits and stays. And Ariane Oberson of Bern, Switzerland will pick up 3 here in the 6th end against Laurie St. George's and take a 7-4 lead to end number 7 when we return.
Hey Canada, there's something smoking new at Montana's. Beef brisket is now seasoned and then slow smoked in-house for 12 hours every day. Try it in our new Austin cheesesteak sandwich and other barbecue favorites. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Spiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Couldn't figure it out, but... So we're back. And number 7 after a big 3-ender for Ariane Oberson in the last end. A very nice final shot, Terry, in a situation that could be easy to get too pumped up for.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. She stayed in her routine, and the difficulty I think for a shot like that is, staying in your routine. It's just another shot, and because the tendency could be obviously to get really excited about the opportunity, especially when you're playing a team that got the creds that Team St. George's has. Yeah. I had to get that back in there. But yeah, no, she threw it well. Like, it was not overthrown. I made that comment, as soon as I saw the release, and well done, well orchestrated end. And she was, I was a little bit, I guess, it's just not the shot I would have played with her last one, but, or her first one, sorry.
Yeah.
But, she got away with it and then made an excellent shot to score 3.
That's right. And it's really nice to know that when we play that game, I'm going to get 3 in that end. That's what I like. So.
Yeah, no, because you're
yeah.
You're gonna rub around it too.
I know. Even at my age, I'd probably get too excited on that last one. Score 3 against the great Terry Corbin. So, St. George's now has to be ultra aggressive here, Terry, as she needs to definitely score 2. Probably would love to score 3, I'm sure, but absolutely has to score 2.
Yeah.
And she's going to ignore the blues and come around the corner guard. I thought she might even throw another corner guard, but...
I thought so too, but you know what? With the 4 rock rules, she knows she's going to get another rock in place somewhere.
Yep. So a little raise now for Oberson. Trying to just bump that one up to the 4 foot. Just put something else in there that they've got to get rid of to score, I guess. That's the plan here.
I've seen some teams, try and play that come around and actually play it kind of tight so that they, open that up and roll into the center. But that's for the big cred teams.
Yeah, it's and I don't mind that idea at all. It's just you got to make sure if you throw that you have enough weight on it that if you do rob or hit a quarter of a rock, something goes out of the way without going out, right?
Yeah.
And that's just a little bit tricky. But anyway, sitting 3 now. Not that she needs a whole lot of points here. She just needs to make sure she doesn't give up a whole lot of points. And she has Laurie St. George's thinking about it too. So.
Yeah, I mean, certainly she's, sitting 1, 2, 3, but 2 of those rocks are behind the tee line, and at the end of the day, those theoretically are helping Laurie St. George's.
Yeah. Looks like Laurie's going to throw. Is she going to throw a hit here?
No, I think she. Well, I shouldn't say no. I think she called around the blue at the top of the rings there, but now she looks like she's switching gears and
yeah, she's going to come around the corner. Yeah.
This is where you want to get in a situation where you get the other team to help you a little bit.
Yeah. Emily Riley. The final shot here in the 6th. Oh, she's going to get around the corner. That looks like she will. She's got enough. She has enough weight, and she does. Could be very nice shot. I don't know if you want to go past that blue one.
Good shot.
Yeah.
And the key, I think, for that is, it ended up being second shot.
Yeah. So Oberson's going to peel the corner. Good call in this situation. Lefty Leah Gurman.
Yeah, she looked like she got that out.
Yeah, they're working hard at it. If she just goes by, she'll pick the back one.
Oh, yeah.
Not that back one. She was going to hit the other back one before, but
yeah,
she would have been better off just coming off that. And I guess they were trying to get it to curl a little bit more.
Yeah, I honestly thought she was actually going to squeak by and kind of, crotch the blue and the red there.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the same. So it's Jamie Sinclair now throwing back up that corner guard. Obviously, they moved it enough that it's not helping them anymore.
But again, this is how you build an end. You're really kind of one shot away from sitting 3.
Yeah, exactly. So do you get to a point here if you're over somewhere, you're like, okay, well, let's forget that. Let's play the draw right into that crotch area between the 2 rocks. It's not a bad spot to be either.
Well, I mean, this is where, I guess I come up with that saying, you don't want to fuel the other team's offense. And,
yeah.
I mean, playing this that she just called, I mean, she could spill a red one into the rings. And I don't think you want to do that. So I think you just got to be careful at what you do. In reality, you're down to 4 rocks. So I mean, do you want to go in here and just lob one in there if you know the weight? Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's. I think the shot not to play here would be the double peel for sure. I think if you're going to hit that high one, I think you're driving it towards the other reds, and your shooter rolls somewhere around the center line, and hopefully you'll get rid of 2 reds, or at least have red only sitting 1, or not 1, but you know what I mean, second shot over there, and everything else moves around enough that you're in a better position. But this shot certainly takes a lot away if you can make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Laurie is gonna, come in there as well.
Yeah.
And I think, for the most part, her theory is going to be, I may have to make a spectacular shot for a bunch, but I'm willing to take that on.
Yeah. So the main Flukiger here is going to play this freeze.
I want to make sure you get over so that red one's going out.
Yeah. Definitely going to be over there.
Oof.
You didn't really want to bounce like that, even though it's only a small little bounce. If they just let that die by itself a little bit sooner, it's a little bit better.
She might be okay looking at the way it's lined up, though.
Yeah.
I don't think you can push that blue that's second shot through the hole. I don't think there really is the hole.
Yeah.
Certainly she wants to take on a jiggle.
Yeah. Well, you move these around a little bit, move the back blue one back a couple of feet and sit right there, and you're, like you said, you're only a shot away from maybe scoring 3 or possibly more if things go really well for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think, you know that by going down that road, you're just, you are a shot away from, a potential big end, which she needs after, giving up 3.
This is going to get rid of one of the reds, that's for sure.
So you look at the situation like they're really sitting 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just not a good throw. There's Jamie and Laurie don't seem to be on the same page on some of these shots, and I don't know why, but they just both of them just throw it too good to have misses some of the misses they've had are too big. So a chance to remove the red and sit 4 for Oberson. Gonna have to work this one a bit.
Yeah.
She's gonna be okay. She might roll out.
Well, that's what I mean. So
a little bit too much weight on that, I think. Didn't have to throw it there.
Yeah. And I think that's what we were talking about, with Team Oberson's last rock in the last end. It's so easy to overthrow those. You're seeing a big picture instead of a small picture.
Yeah. So if you're St. George's here, do you try to make this double and sit 2, 3, 4, and one miss and you're getting a bundle? Or do you just try to hit this and flop in behind the corner? You might not get another chance at.
Well, because they still have 3 rocks, you're gonna need a miss from Team Oberson anyway to get a big score. But I wouldn't mind rolling this one. Anything but where it currently is.
Yeah, it's going to be a nose hit pretty well. Won't quite get it.
Yeah, because I think double was there.
Oh, double was definitely there. Yeah, just had to curl or not curl. Had to hit a little tiny bit less of it, and she would have rolled probably behind the other blue one. But for now, blue sits 2, 3.
Yeah, and I think it's important. This is, you think you look at it quickly and you go, oh, it's just a hit. Well, no, it's a hit, and where is it going? Because it really is, like Laurie is really kind of one shot away from, potentially scoring, 2 and 3 counters here.
Yeah, exactly.
If Team St. George gets the outcome from Adriana as they did out of Lorraine, sorry. You're really one shot away from sitting 3.
Yeah, gonna be okay here though.
Awful thin double, but now, I'm just gonna guess here. Like, I think Laurie has to take on that double on the one side and try and roll, across to the center line if she can.
Yeah, that's definitely the only way you're getting more than 2 would be to play that shot.
Yeah.
And the question now says, well, do you give that a go? And if you do, and as long as if you don't make it, but you still hang around up there, you're probably not making that cross-house double, but you give the other team a little something to think about. She's not going to do that, though. She's going to play the inter and come around, and she's looking to try to solidify a 2 here.
Yeah, it looks like she has abandoned the thought of 3.
Yeah. We'll see how she does, but she makes this really good. Certainly, Oberson has an opportunity to follow her down and make the 2 even difficult. So.
The only problem with this shot is, you're drawn away from to the side, and Laurie has, or Team Orbison does have 3 counters there.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be light. I don't think she can get this there. Well, maybe she can. Made a liar out of me.
Yeah, she can.
Another good sweeping job.
Yeah.
It's only number 2, but
yeah,
a lot further than I thought it was going, so well done.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's number 2. I think blue's number 2, rather, and I think red's number 3. No, blue's number 1, red's number 2.
Right. Yeah, I would think so, and I'm not touching that thing.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a good shot. Yeah, I think the red one that she just threw you, I think you're probably playing it if there isn't 2 rocks behind there that are going to make it really difficult to move.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. She's going to play the in-turn draw, basically T-line draw. Whatever, half behind the red one and 3/4 behind the red one would be really good. Cougars aren't doing much for this yet. Starting to go a little now, though.
Yeah, just got to get it there now.
Oh.
Great shot. Great shot.
Really super nicely done.
Really been impressed with her. Yeah, I've been really impressed with her last 4 throws.
She came within a hair of leaving a triple here, I will say that. I think you hit a half a blue rock, hit that one half, and it's not far away from possible, I think, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's close to being there. I mean, but it'll be for no more than 2, and I mean, I think you can handle 2, but they accomplished everything I think that they wanted to, for the most part.
She's basically going to throw the double for 2. Really, is what she's trying to do here, then, eh? I think she has to make the double to get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have taken that even a little tiny bit further, I think, although we couldn't really tell because it was a little jerky, the picture at the end there. I wasn't quite sure if they were still going or not. Take that another 2 or 3 inches, and this shot's not even here, although you know it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
So Laurie St. George's with a shot for 2 here in the 7th end for a game with Ariane Oberson. Laurie usually comes at it pretty good.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a possible shake hands too. And I'm going with, yeah.
But she's close. She might be a little thin yet.
Yeah, a little thin.
And it is, yeah. Need to hit that a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll wait to see if they say, but it looks like 1 blue. And Oberson will steal 1 here in the 7th end. Take an 8-4 lead, and we'll see if they're going to keep playing. Doesn't look like it. So a very big win for Ariane Oberson of Bern, Switzerland. Game that starting out, I didn't know if they could hang with this. St. George's team did more than hang. They dominated the last 5 ends of the game. And she will improve to 2-0. St. George's drops to 1-1. Both teams very much alive in the round robin here, and they'll be here tomorrow trying to improve their chances of making it to the playoff round. So, Terry, probably not quite the result we expected to see, but a good game.
Yeah, I mean, that steal of 3 in the fourth end, I mean, that kind of was, through no fault of their own. Laurie just didn't execute. And when she had a chance to pull the team, kind of put the team on her shoulders and save an end, she couldn't do it. And then Team Oberson, played just a fantastic 6th then, and was able to generate a 3. And like I said, I was really impressed with Team Oberson's the way they managed the game in ends 6 and even 7 there. Well done, well deserved. And like you said, I don't think we probably expected this result, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think Oberson showed us a lot the last part of that game, and kudos to them. So that concludes our coverage for today, for day number 1 here at the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel. Join us on Curling Stadium North Bay again tomorrow for all-day coverage. And we are excited to see you. And we will say goodnight for now and join you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
'Tis the season to enjoy Swiss Chalet's festive special. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. Your favorite tradition, the festive special. Only $17.99, only at Swiss Chalet.